Hello, faithful ladies and gents, and all genders, all shapes and sizes. Fans of Doctor Who Target Files podcast, Mike here with another of his short video thoughts on a season 12 episode. Gonna go back a week as I record this on Sunday night, just seen episode 9, the first part of the finale. Gonna go back a week to episode 8, The Haunting of Villa Diodati. I think that's the right pronunciation. Second time watching this for me today, as I was at Gallifrey 1 last Sunday, watching it in an auditorium with about 1,500 other fans, and really enjoyed it then. Found a few little holes to pick on this second watch, now back at home, work tomorrow in the UK. That's the face of a man going back to work after Californian sunshine, of course, but yes, a lot to pick through in this episode. Written by Maxine Alderton. She had a lovely flourish on the narrative, I felt, and returning director from Can You Hear Me, episode 7, Emma Sullivan, also helped to create a lot of tension and flourish within the shots and the cinematography in this episode. Really ramping up the tension, the old horror tropes of the opening scene, all these enlightened people like Shelley telling stories to each other, and we had this sort of the crack of lightning and thunder, which occurs at the same time as it never seems to do in real life unless you're under it and getting struck by it. But that's just a popular horror trope, I guess, isn't it? Possibly, I've seen this online and I noticed it myself, the acting seemed a bit amdram in the opening scenes, but I felt the actors soon developed into those historical character roles, and they dealt much better with the heavier stuff towards the end of the episode. We had a good entrance, nice bit of tension, undercut by the humour of the Doctor and the fam coming into the house late on after that tense build-up. Graham injecting the humour again, speaking like he was in some sort of novel. Surprised the Doctor didn't put that away and sort of pick him up on that sooner and tell him to stop it. But just something about Bradley Walsh, the way he can pull off this comedy, isn't it? It's absolutely amazing, and it carried on with the idea of the companion needing the toilet. We haven't seen that in 56 years of Doctor Who yet, and needing to eat, as all us middle-aged and elderly blokes do now. So the plot elements were put in very nicely. The idea of the baby, the horrible tense scene with that possibility of the child becoming cyberized, the reveal of the lone Cyberman, who's become very important for this finale, I'll talk about in a video tomorrow. A great line by the Doctor, one of the best I think we've seen, in that the Cyberman says she's in a heightened state of anxiety, and Jodie immediately comes back and says, yes, Tuesday as I call it. That was just one of those great lines which we know the Doctor can give us under whichever showrunner, whichever writer. I loved towards the end seeing the Dark Doctor, always one of the highlights of a Doctor when they sort of really go for the anger, looking back in the new series from the likes of Eccleston and Dalek and Matt in Victory of the Daleks, really letting Daleks have it with their anger, and Jodie put that good wedge between her and the family to remind us all that although this TARDIS team has been built up very much together over these last 2 seasons, the Doctor is still a lone individual, still the most important person in the room, and has to have these moral quandaries like saving a poet or saving the universe. So there was a few little holes in terms of the pacing I noticed on a second watch on my own, but overall a very good episode again in this series, and I'd probably give it, again, like Can You Hear Me, maybe a 7.5, perhaps an 8 out of 10 for this one, and really looking forward to talking to you about the finale now. Please like and subscribe, folks, and speak to you soon. Bye now.